Well, here goes nothing. I got this off of Amazon, all-turn 100-watt plastic welder. It's got a heating type gun, various kinds of staples, knife, I guess, and a couple things. I don't know what they do. Some cutters. So with this, I'm going to attempt to fix the bottom shroud, fan shroud on my Dodge truck, because this won't glue and I can't find these anywhere. This one's gotten beat up pretty good. Whole section is missing over there, but that's somewhere out on the highway. I won't get that back, but I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can use a staple repairing and patch this up here. So, see how it goes. Okay, let me back up a little bit, give a full tour here, since that seems to be what other people do on YouTube. This comes with 4 different kinds of staples, 100 of each. Little cutter, little plastic smoothing tip to go on there. You can see this is how this inserts there. A little knife, some extra plastic to use to weld with, fill in the gaps. So I'm working on here, but unfortunately I'm gonna have to clear off some of this other stuff I tried to glue it with. That's getting in the way of things. So I'm gonna work on doing that right now. You can see I put one staple in here and it's kind of okay, but I pushed it through too far, so that wasn't good. And I tried to put one in over here, but because I had this epoxy or whatever it was I glued it with still on there, it wouldn't go through. So I'm going to clean this up a little bit more and we'll give it another shot. See if I can get this staples in here and see if I can get them to work. Okay, there's one done. And what I did is I used a suggestion somebody had on YouTube of putting it in and then just giving it a slight twist while it's cooling down, and that way it gets embedded underneath the rest of the plastic. That seemed to work pretty good. Also, the other thing I would recommend is when you push these in, don't push them in too far, because then you got to struggle to get them out and you might break them loose from the plastic. They just need to be in far enough to make good contact. So I'll give one a shot here and you can see how that works out. Oops, get the camera right. Okay, so heating up, about 10 seconds. One in, off, twist. Cool. Luckily there's a little bit of breeze. I moved in the sun because it was too hot outside. And then pull loose. There we go. So what we'll do is get a bunch of these in. I can see where I grinded. I was thinking that if I did that, I could get the epoxy to adhere in there. That didn't work out. Epoxy just comes off. There's the other side of the one I did from the other side. Didn't quite work out either. So I'm going to clean these up a little bit more. Put in a bunch of these. Trim this off. Take the smoother, smooth it in, fill it with some of the plastic welding strip they give you, and we'll see how that works out. Okay, I put the fan on while I'm doing this so it blows the smoke away from me. Also, it makes it a little quicker to cool down. So I went overkill. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, I don't know. I used probably 30 or so of the staples. It is overkill, but I don't want this thing breaking at any time. I sure wish I had this piece. Got lost in the accident, because then I could put this back in too. That's going to give me a little bit of a gap there. The idea of this fan shroud is to keep the air flowing properly around the radiator. Okay, so next step is I am going to take their little handy dandy cutter and chop, chop, chop. I'm going to do that with two hands because I don't want to have these ends all over the place. Once I do that, then I'm going to come back in with the smoothing tip and see if I can make that look more presentable. We'll be back. Okay, it's kind of the finished product. I did the smoothing over here and smoothed over both sides. This is the side that the pins are all sticking out. You can kind of still see them. That the cutter doesn't cut them all the way flush, so I just broke out my angle grinder and kind of took the tips off of them. And since there's still going to be metal exposed, I'm going to hit it with some paint here and see if we can make that look a little bit better. Okay, so let's see. It doesn't really matter because this is all going to be down facing the engine there. But I just don't want those little staples to start rusting. The underneath here. I could have got it a little bit smoother than this, but apparently that paint. Apparently this heat staple gun has a automatic overheating element in it. So after I was doing like 10 minutes continuous smoothing, it shut itself off. So I read up on it some more, found something online about it having that feature. So I just let it sit out here until it cooled down, and then it came back. So all the old leftover staple things, if I can do anything with those. But so there we go. One project down, and I'll show you real quick what my other project's going to be. This is the original bumper, which was cracked, and I glued it and did a few things to it and had somebody paint it. It all looked pretty good, but now it's got a bunch of cracked up spots. But I think I can fix these with that plastic welder. So we'll give it a shot when I got some time going here. And I wish my PT Cruiser chrome bumper was plastic now, because I've got to get that fixed somehow, but I don't know. That's metal. All right, that's the end of the plastic welding.